Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited that you came to click this video. But before I even get started, I want you to subscribe to my channel and let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about postpartum preparation because preparation is key. So I'm going to give you some tips about how can you prepare for postpartum and feel ready, because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or you can feel lonely during this transition. So let's try it and get that going, okay? All right, so the first tip that I would give you is to build out your village. And yes, sometimes family lives far away, but you can build out a village. You can get a postpartum doula. You can get a postpartum coach. You can have friends. You have friends who are around you, and you also can seek out help. Like there's nannies that you can get as well, especially on care.com. I know that's a good website to invest in, to look to see. But there are other ways that you can get a village. And don't ever think, oh, because my family doesn't live near, I'm not going to have support. You can have support. And that leads me to why support is important, because you have to make time for you. If you don't make time for yourself, you're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to be stressed, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be lonely. And that's when these moods and signs and symptoms of postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, just being resentful, that's when those moods come in play as well. Because if we're not looking at our support system to help us out and being vulnerable to let them know that we need help, it's not going to change anything. It's going to be like an avalanche effect. Like it's going to change. So you want to make sure that you are seeking out help so that you can make time for you, because you're going to need it. It's a big change. Also, just learning how to embrace your new body. Oftentimes in this culture, we're talking about snap back. Like, I'm going to snap back as soon as I have the baby. We don't always have to snap back. Just love who you are, because you have created life. Like, that's very major. You created life. You created life. So don't think like, oh, I gotta snap back, I gotta go get this belly wrap, I gotta start running and walking and exercising. Like, no, embrace who you are. Love those stretch marks, love the belly. Like, this is what makes you you. You are going to learn how to embrace it. I know for me personally, I went through the same thing. After I had a C-section and I seen the scar, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is my first surgery. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, what? And I thought it was the end of the world. I was like, man, now I got this scar for the rest of my life. I don't like it. Like, I'm upset and I resented my body. Like, I'm like, I got a new scar. But now, like, I learned to embrace who I am. I love this scar now because it talks about, my body tells a story. I have stretch marks and I have my C-section cut and I still have a little belly. But y'all, guess what? That makes me who I am. And that's why I love me, because no one can do anything like me. And so I want you to think about the same thing, like, and love who you are, because your body is amazing. You are amazing, and you're still beautiful regardless of how you look on the outside. Okay? All right. So I want you to remember that. If you don't get anything else from this video, remember to embrace who you are. So we talked about the support system, making time for yourself, embracing you, and let's talk about making time for mindful moments. So for me, I am faith-based, and so what I do for my mindful moments, I'm praying, I'm doing a devotion, reading scripture, spending that quiet time to fill me up. God is trying to fill me up so I can go out and serve others and pour into others. Like, as a mom, as a wife, as a postpartum coach. Like, I have so many different roles, but I'm not able to be my best for these roles if I don't take my mindful moments. Let me tell you, when I wasn't taking my time in the morning to have quiet time, it was like a trickle effect on my day. Because then I'm like, ugh. Like, it was like I was negative energy, I'm complaining, I'm just not the person I would want to be around. Like, I wouldn't want to be around me when I'm in those moods. But what I learned during that is, like, you have to make time for you in the morning. So I wake up a little early and I'm doing my devotion, I'm praying, I'm setting the tone for my day, thinking about gratitude so that I am showing up as my best self for my family, for me, for my clients. It's so important that you spend that mindful moment, and even practice it now. Even when your little ones aren't here, just start practicing now to build in that routine, okay? And that's what you need. Because when you pour into you, you can pour out into others. And it's kind of like every morning you're pouring back into yourself so that you are showing up. And you're also going to be doing that self-care that we talked about. So you're really going to be showing up. You're going to be happy. You're going to be joyful. You're going to be loving. But yes, it's a big transition. You are going to be sleepy. You are going to be recovering. But your mindset doesn't have to feel like that. You can still be happy where you are. You just gave him birth. You have a village to support you. Like, ground yourself in those things of gratitude so that you can show up. You deserve to be happy even during that transition, okay? Okay? Ask for help so that you can be the best that you can be. And my second to last tip is, are y'all ready? You ready? Get a routine. Oftentimes, like, people are like, well, sleep when the baby sleeps and do the things. Do what works for you. Don't ever think like you have to do what everybody else is telling you. You are the mom. You know what's best for you. So building a routine, like, okay, in the morning, I'm going to take a shower. My husband or your partner is going to get baby. And so then you're going to have your quiet time. Like, think about things during the day. How am I going to make time for myself? When am I spend time with baby? When I'm going to lean in on my village? These things are important to think about. Like, I wish I would have thought about it, because me and my husband, we was living day by day. We were like, okay, like, all right, you get Hassani during this time, get Hassani, and then we trying to figure it out during the moment. And that wasn't the best time, especially when you're sleep deprived, y'all. Like, sometimes that's not the best time to make decisions. So if you bring in a plan now and have that routine, you and your partner will be successful. Yes, things happen. Every day won't be perfect. But what it is when you have that mindset and that preparation, it's going to help you navigate through that. And that brings home to my last point. Because it's such a grand transition, you have to think about, how are you going to reconnect with your partner? Oftentimes people always think about the baby, but they forget the parents, and you don't want to forget about your spouse. I know during my transition of postpartum, it was amazing to have my husband checking in on me. He's like, "You good? Do you need something to eat? Do you need a break? Like, what do you need?" And because he was doing that, I was able to reciprocate that. I was able to say, "You good? You need a break? Do you need to take a nap?" Like, it's going to be filling. Because you guys need each other. Because when baby grows up, they're going to leave. But you and your partner are still going to be together. And that's why you guys have to make that quality time together. You have to make sure y'all still doing date nights. So quality time can look like putting your phone down. And when you put your phone down, have a conversation. Talk about, okay, how are you feeling? What's your mood right now? What do you need from me? How can I help? And checking in with each other makes a big difference, because if y'all are just both feeling down, you won't be successful. So one person needs to be tag team. So if one person's taking a nap, the other person's taking care of baby, or vice versa, or one person's cooking, the other person's tending to baby. Like, take turns, because sometimes you just have to step back. So don't ever feel like you won't be able to do that, because reconnecting with your partner is key, because that's your person. So y'all, these are some tips. Build a support system. Make time for yourself. Make a routine. Build out your village. All of these things are so important. And if you have any questions, comment them below. But don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you are expecting a first-time mom and you're overwhelmed and anxious and don't know what to expect, I have officially opened doors for my Preparing for Postpartum program. I'm only taking 4 women. So if this is for you, I want you to message me on Instagram on Healing from Postpartum. You want to make sure that you secure your spot if you're interested. This is going to lay the foundation for you going to motherhood, and it's going to help you through motherhood, okay? So y'all have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.